Okay. So again, I'm going to rewrite this. This is a tan cubed x and a secant to the negative 1/2 x. It's allowing me to see it a little bit easier when I go from radical to exponential form. Okay, so can I pull out the secant squared? So if I take out and subtract a secant squared, I'm still going to have a secant left here. So that's not what I want to try to do. Instead, I'm going to try to pull out a tan x and a secant x. And think, if I take out a tan, I'm left with a tan squared x. And if I take out a secant, I'm left with secant to the negative 3/2 x. So if that's what I want for my du, then my u needs to be secant. So I need to get that tan squared in terms of secant, which we can do. So let's do that. So I have the integral of secant squared x minus 1 times that secant to the negative 3/2 x times my secant x tan x. I just decided to flip it around because that's how we normally see it. So let's do our u step. U is secant x. du is secant x tan x dx. That makes me happy because I'm happy. Okay. So after I plug in my substitution, I have u squared minus 1 u to the negative 3/2 du. And now I can FOIL and just do my power rule. And since I didn't have bounds, then I need to convert this back from u's. And there's our answer. Okay, last one. So here I have some secant x and some tan x's. So I could take out a secant and a tan. So subtract 1 from each of them. And if that's what I'm taking out, then I know my u needs to be in terms of secant. So I can take that tan and get it to secants. That's one option. Or I could take out a secant squared. And now that I've taken out a secant squared to be my du, then the rest needs to be in terms of tan. So this guy needs to go to tan, which I can do as well, because that's already in tan. So you actually have two possibilities of working through this one. I'm going to go ahead, since this was the second option, and I'm going to finish it with this one. Oops. silly 3x. I keep wanting to forget it. So now my u, my du, so take that 3 to that other side to be 1/3. So I have 1/3 the integral, that u squared plus 1 times u cubed du. FOIL and do your power rule. So unsubstitute my u. And there we go. Now what's crazy is I challenge you to do this one and see how they are the same. They look a little bit different, but you can actually manipulate it to get to the same. Okay, so group leaders, have your group fill in your essential questions together. From right here. And hopefully it makes more sense now.